said yesterday that this week the genre is poetry. Poetry is a piece of writing written by a poet to express how he or she feels about something. So this week, the poems that we'll be reading will talk about nature. Okay, anything that is related to nature. So today we have 3 poems, and the first, and all 3 poems are free verse poetry about nature. Okay, so our main question here, or essential question, is what excites you about nature? As you see here, in the first poem, the girl is going to express or tell us about how she feels about snow. Okay, of course, all of you guys like snow because it's soft, it's fun, and you guys like to play with snow, right? So let's start reading the first story, Snow Shape. Remember, this kind of poems are not rhyming, so they don't have rhyming words. They are free verse. So in these poems, you'll find a person or the poet telling us how he or she feels about nature, and you'll find similes. Similes are sentences that compare about 2 different things. I'll show you now. Okay, let's just start reading the first poem first, and then I'll show you the similes that we're talking about. Okay, so Snow Shape. Snow is falling from the sky. It drops on the ground. It's bright, bright white, just like cold milk. It looks so soft and smooth. I hate to ruin it with my feet, but I have got a plan. I stand up tall and close my eyes, and then straight back I fall. I slide my arms up and down. I move my legs in and out. I stand up to see what I've made. A 4-foot shape in the snow of me, by Dana Williams. Okay, so this girl, Dana Williams, she is describing how she feels about snow. She's saying that snow falls from the sky and it drops to the ground. Okay, so here drops is not the drops of water in our vocabulary word or the drops of liquid. No, it drops means to fall. Okay, so snow falls from the sky and falls on the ground. Here is the first simile. It says it's bright, bright white, just like cold milk. Here, the poet is describing the white ice, the white snow, that is white, just like cold milk. Okay, she's saying that snow is like cold milk, and it's soft and smooth. Okay, she's using adjectives to describe it by saying that the snow is soft and smooth. So a simile is a sentence when you compare 2 different things using the word like or as. She's comparing the snow to cold milk. Okay, she said it's bright, that the snow is bright white, just like cold milk. That is bright white like cold milk. I hate to ruin it with my feet, but I have got a plan. I stand up tall and close my eyes, and then straight back I fall. Okay, she doesn't want to ruin when snow falls on the ground. It's like it makes the ground all white, like soft white, like makes the ground all white and soft. So she doesn't want to ruin it with her feet, but she has a plan. What does she decide to do? She stands up tall, right? She will stand up and then close her eyes, and then she will throw herself to the back. Okay, so as you see here, she was standing and then she falls on her back to the ground. What does she start to do? I slide up my arms up and down. She slid up her arms up and down, and her legs in and out, so she can make a snow angel. Okay, so she stands up tall on the ice, on the snow, and she throws herself backwards. When she falls and lies on the ground, she starts moving her 2 arms and legs up and down and in and out to form a snow angel. Okay, and when she stands up to look at the ground, she sees a figure or a shape of her. She made a shape of herself through the snow. Okay, this is how Dana Williams described how she feels about snow. The second poem is Nature Walk. Okay, when you take a walk in the fall, leaves are like a blanket on the ground. They crunch up your feet with each step you take. When you take a walk in the fall, the temperature begins to drop. The air feels so cool. The air feels as cool as raindrops on your cheeks. It smells like clean cotton towels. When you take a walk in the fall, the outdoors will excite you. It's a Wonderful Time by Sarah Miller. Okay, so here Sarah Miller is writing about her nature walk. Okay, so now she's taking a walk in the fall, means she's taking a walk during autumn. We have 4 seasons in a year. We have winter, spring, summer, and fall. Okay, some people call it autumn and some people call it fall. So Sarah Miller is taking a walk in the fall. Okay, so in the fall, what happens? I'm pretty sure you guys know. You took it in science. In fall, the weather starts to get colder. So how do the trees and the leaves adapt to the change of weather? They start to fall from the trees, right? And when the leaves fall on the trees, they start to change color. They become brown. And then instead of being soft and smooth, they they make a crunch sound. They start to become crispy. Okay, so it's the poet here saying, when you take a walk in the fall, leaves are like a blanket on the ground. Here is another simile. She says, so when you take a walk during autumn or fall, you find the leaves on the ground like a blanket on the ground. So she's saying that the leaves are fallen on the ground, covering it like a blanket. Okay, so she is describing the leaves to a blanket covering the ground. They crunch up your feet. They make a crunching sound as you step on it. When you take a walk in the ground, here, this is the first line in each stanza, okay? In poetry, each sentence is not called sentence, it's called a line. So, and each group of lines is called a stanza. So as you see here, the first line in each stanza, like here, line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. Okay, so here, these 4 are together. This is called stanza. Here we have line 5, line 6, line 7, line 8. This is stanza number 2. So in a poem, each sentence is called a line. Each one is called a line, and each group of lines is called a stanza. So if you notice that in the first line in each stanza is repeated. Here, when you take a walk in the fall, this is the first time. Here, when you take a walk in the fall, this is called repetition. Sometimes poets, you repeat words or sentences to make it an interesting way for you to listen how he or she is expressing how he or she feels about what she's writing about. So this person is writing about taking walks during autumn, how she enjoys it. Okay, so what else does she say? She says that when you take a walk in the fall, the temperature begins to drop. So when you take a walk in autumn, you feel like the temperature feels to drop, means the temperature is getting colder. The air feels as cool as raindrops on your cheeks. So when you're walking, you feel like the air is cool, nice and cold. And if she's saying that the air is like raindrops on your cheeks. She's comparing, this is another simile. She's comparing the air to the raindrops that falls on your cheeks. So when the air touches your cheeks, it's like raindrops. Okay? And it smells like clean cotton towels. She's saying also that the air in autumn smells like clean towels or clean cotton towels. This is another simile. In the third stanza, it says, when you take a walk in the fall, the outdoors will excite you. So when you take a walk in the fall, the outside will make you feel excited or happy because it's a wonderful time. So this person is telling you how she feels in fall and what she sees when she takes a walk. Okay? So here we found more than one simile, and we also found a repetition. Okay? The last poem is In the Sky. Outdoors on a clear day. Look up in the sky. What do you see there? Look, I see a giant polar bear. Look, I see a pale flower growing. Look, I see a buffalo and her baby. Wait, it's changing. Now I see a cowboy on his horse, galloping, galloping across the sky. I wonder where he'll ride. By Juanita Marco. Okay, so in the last poem here, we have the person telling us also about nature. She's telling us about the shape of the clouds in the sky. Okay, so she's outdoors, she's outside. What? Last poet, Juanita Marco, she's telling us about she's outdoors. So she's outdoors, outside, and she's looking at the sky. Okay? She says when she looks up in the sky, she sees the shapes that the clouds make. Okay? Here also we have repetition. The word look is repeated more than once. Okay? So she looks the first time, she sees a giant polar bear. And then when she looks again, she sees a growing flower. And then when she looks again, she sees a buffalo and her baby. And then when she looks one more time, she sees a cowboy and horse galloping across the sky, or like a cowboy riding his horse across the sky. Okay? These are 3 different poems, and each poet is describing they're all girls, so what each one is, how each one enjoys nature and what excites her about nature. The first girl, Dana, is telling us how she feels about snow. The second one, Sarah, was telling us how she enjoys fall and how she likes taking walks during the fall and feeling the cool air and stepping on crunchy leaves. Okay, and the third poem is describing about how what she sees when she looks in the sky and how she imagines the shape that the clouds are making. Okay, and here also, all 3 of them are free verse poems. They are poems where the person only describes how he or she feels about a certain topic. And all 3 of them are discussing about different things that excite them about nature. And in a free verse poem, they don't have rhyming words. Instead, you'll find similes. Similes means that you are comparing 2 different things. How you are comparing 2 different things. Like here, the poet saying the leaves are like a blanket. Here, the poet is saying that the leaves on the ground is like a blanket there, because the blanket covers you while you sleep. But here, the leaves are covering the ground. Okay. Here also, there's another simile that says the air feels as cool as raindrops, saying that the air, she's comparing the air to the raindrops that touches your cheeks. Here is another simile, says that the air smells like clean towels. Okay. Also, similes also use words such as or like to show what the 2 things that are being compared. Okay. I just want to go to the important things here. Free verse, as we said, free verse poetry tells about the poet's thoughts or feelings, does not have rhyming words, can have simile. Okay, here it shows you that this is a free verse because the lines do not end with rhyming words. None of the poems that we read have rhyming words. Repetition. Repetition means words or sentences that are being repeated more than once. Okay, sometimes you can find exclamation after it. Okay. What else? And simile. Simile are when you compare 2 different things using the word like or as. Okay. I hope you guys understood and it was pretty easy for you all. Okay, see you guys in the next video.